Yo, what up, guys? Just Casey here. And I think I got to make that distinction. That rambling rant was interesting to me. One, that I did it, and two, thinking about it afterwards. And so this channel is going to be really reflective for about probably to the end of this year. Maybe I'll finish before that, but maybe I won't finish before that. Maybe it'll go on longer. Like, I have this goal to watch all of my YouTube videos and read all my blog posts, and maybe even go into this forum that I was on, Formosa, and reading some of those old posts. That's a lot, though. I got like 5,000 posts on there, but maybe I can find some specific threads. What was that? So, so what I was going to say, real quick, that rant was interesting because it was coming from kind of a Milltown Place and a Casey Abbott Payne place. And then, what I'm realizing from a just Casey place, I kind of got to burn. It's not that I got to burn down my old dream or old dreams, but I do really need to hit a major reset on them, only because I have, and this is what I was planning on titling this video, I have, mixed dreams, kind of coming from two main directions, MTK and CAP. But then there's a lot of conflict within the dreams. And I kind of have this state of mind about. I have two things I'll say about your goals or your dreams. One, I think we're all capable of a lot more, of doing more than what we feel we are. That's one. So it's like okay to have like a bigger dream. But two, even though we're maybe capable of doing big things, most people aren't going to do big things. I might not do big things. You might not do big things. Big, but what is big? So I guess I'll come back to what is big things. I'll come back to that. I guess that'll be the third thing I want to say about dreams. But so you have this nice vision for yourself, but you want, in my kind of system philosophy that I'm putting together, you want this dream to serve who you are and what's going on in your life today. Because, as we all know, because it's the nature of reality, you don't live in your dream, you live today. You live now and in the next couple minutes and tomorrow. Yesterday, these experiences, although tomorrow and yesterday aren't the present, but these experiences that are all jumbled up close to each other, that's what your life is. Your life isn't your dream. Your life may be your dream one day, but at that point, you're thinking about something else. So your dream should, in my opinion, serve your present life. So one, you're capable of more than you think you're capable of. Odds are, unless you have a Casey head or a Kanye head, where you're thinking too big. But one, you're probably capable of more than what you think. Two, whether you reach your big or small dream isn't that important. What's important is how it helps you deal with life today, every day. This video took a strange turn, but whatever. And then three, I guess I was going to comment on big things. Big things are, this is what I'll say. I get comments or messages from people about some old video I made or something, yo, thanks for saying this, or thanks for showing me this, or thanks for whatever it is. Any one time somebody tells you thanks for X. That's a big thing to me. Even if it was just you helped someone cross the street and they say thanks, that's a big thing. But then, every day is an opportunity to impact someone in a way that might change their life forever. Like forever. You might do this small, insignificant, what feels like nothing to you thing, and you change this person's life for the better for the rest of their life. And when you do that, you impact, and it could be as simple as you recommending a book. It could be that simple. Someone asks you, hey, I'm having this problem, what can I do about it? And you say, hey, check out this book or check out this resource. That could transform a person's life. I know this because I've done it over and over and over again throughout my life. And a lot of people are very grateful, like people on the internet, but like even more people that I interact with off of the internet, because I read so much, I'm interested in so much. Anytime someone's like, yo, how do I do this? I'm like, you know what? If I don't know, I'm like, you know what? Let's figure it out. Let's go to work. Let's find out who does know. So if you just do that once for a person, and actually I just blew my mind a little bit. I'm gonna blow yours. This isn't always true for everyone. But if you just do that one time for someone, it has a rippling effect, because odds are that person, even if they don't recommend your exact book or don't say exactly what you said, you putting them on that path, they're gonna put other people on other paths just naturally. So you are important. Every day you have an opportunity to be extremely important, especially with the internet. It's so crazy with the internet. Like, even if you don't make videos, if you just look at the comments, or if you comment on someone's video who's like, they're distressed or whatever, and hey, that could change the world, like, or you just see someone in the comments somewhere and you're like, hey, that, or you see a friend on Facebook like stressed about whatever. There's all these opportunities to make these small. This is crazy that I'm saying this. Maybe this is affecting my mind. I'll come back to this. But what I was gonna say is just being born. Like, it just hit me. Just being born, not likely, definitely, totally transformed the life of your parents, one or both. Likely both, but this is where I'm like, who knows if it transformed it for the better or for the worse. Some people everyone's parents aren't awesome. Some people just have terrible parents. Like, they're terrible people. Like, and you being born might have made their life worse, and then they passed it on to you, and that sucks. So I'm not like, hey, you were born, you automatically made the world a better place. If only it worked out like that. But for a lot of people, being born transformed the life of their parents. And a lot of people for the better. Their parents, maybe leveled up in the responsibility thing. They fell in love with this thing in a way they never did before. So it's so weird that this transitions perfectly into. So after I made that rambly video, I believe I did that my Saturday night. I think. I can't remember. I guess I could check my notes and find out for sure. But it was definitely after I made that video, and I went to bed right after. So it must have been the day after I made that video. I free sketched. Yeah, it's definitely the day. I just sketched some things. I brought a sketchbook for drawing. I was using this book I didn't start with it, but there was one time where I did 108 days of drawing a photo and a journal entry. It's on my blog. Oh, a kid in class drew that. Anyway, So I pulled this out, and I ended up going to a coffee shop and journaling for a really long time. But I guess all this rippling makes a lot of sense that I'm talking about this. And I don't know if this influenced my talking, but so there's like two there's two what am I trying to say here? Man, I'm bouncing around. Anyway, I'll just focus on the one. There's a graph I used to draw and show people about your influence levels, like your influence levels, right? At the very base, without any rings going out, you can influence yourself, right? Even if you impact no one else, you can impact yourself. As you refine yourself and refine your ability to impact, like broaden your impact, you can maybe impact some people close to you, maybe a brother, maybe a friend. And if you choose, like even if you don't choose to refine your impact, well, odds are just the more you live, you end up impacting more people. But let's say you make a conscious effort that you want to like help people change and help people grow. You start with yourself and then some friends and family, or maybe you extends out a little bit to your community somehow. It could be a neighborhood, could be I should have put my camera over on this side because I'm looking over here. But it could be your neighborhood, the community of people you hang out with, like some people on a message board, whatever. And you keep refining that outwards, this kind of positive vibing, and it hits more people. I have an old. I'll go find the video I made. There's a short version of the video I made about this a long time ago. And I think I had this thought when I was in high school or something, this that you can cascade out. But it's funny how individualistic that thought is. And this is like so simple, but it took me decades literally to upgrade this. And the reason it got upgraded is because I started teaching Tai Chi. I'm way more focused on the philosophy that you can learn from Tai Chi as a martial arts and apply it to your life, and the philosophy of I'm way more interested in the philosophy than the martial arts. But the martial arts are practical, and in life you have to be practical. You need practical skills. And then that's why I like to have practical philosophical skills versus just sitting around shooting the shit. But one day, my number one student told me something that blew my mind. I was like, yo, that's next level shit. And he's like, you told me that. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you told me that. And what happened was I immediately realized that, when you're doing these, like it's so obvious now, but when you're doing these like vibrations out and hitting people, this won't be true for every person you hit and every person you influence, but a lot of times it is. That vibration is going to come back to you, whether it's a week later, a year later, 10 years later. It might come back to you in the form of help. It might come back to the form of insight they give you. It comes back. So as you're creating these, waves of influence out, waves of influence are coming back towards you. And then it ends up being this like, and again, if you can get it so the people, I haven't even done this yet, like me and my Tai Chi student, so but I haven't, all this stuff isn't written out yet, I don't have a book, I don't have, I'm not teaching this stuff online other than when I'm just talking about it right now. Usually, I don't know what I'm doing online, but yeah, like, so this like vibrates back at you. And the reason I was going to bring this up is this is pretty much all I want to accomplish, and I just want to figure out how to do it in the most effective way, and make sure I'm vibrating out and giving good information and vibes as I vibe out. And I just want to create these collectives of people doing this together, like, and they're really conscious about that. That's what they're working on. They're just working on this vibration. And then I really felt the effect of this. Like, so I have this, I live life in these 108-day cycles. So things reboot every 108 days with a little break, 2 weeks in between. And I felt it strong this cycle, because at the end of the last cycle I was kind of manic, whatever. I was not going to reboot this cycle. I was gonna wait. Like, I wasn't gonna reboot. Like, I have a Facebook group where we all check in and and I wasn't gonna do that because I was just kind of out of it. And 2 days before the cycle began, 2 people in the group were like, "Yo, where are we checking in next cycle?" So, I mean, what happened is, and them, them saying that hit me. I was like, oh, let me, okay, I made the group, I set it up again, and this happened, this happened. I was kind of out of it, I wasn't going to do anything. And for the first, I can't remember how many days, I can look it up, first 2 weeks, first 3 weeks, maybe longer, maybe first month, or, I mean, it hasn't been 2 months yet, but first month or so, like, I really wasn't doing anything. Like, I was just like meditating for a minute a day or whatever. And I was dealing with, I had that shot. I had that shot from the doctor, and that was making me down or whatever. But eventually I got back on top of my stuff, and I was feeling good. And it was totally this vibration thing. I was going to write, there's another thing I wanted to add on top of this, but we'll leave it there. So basically, however I do it, I want to create a collective like this, which I have for myself on a small-ish scale, for 5 to 10 people. My mom's in there; it's cool. She checks in. But then the idea is, if you create these little collectives, the collectives become a unit, and then they can vibe out to other collectives, and then it vibe back like that, right? So this group could be 5 people, it could be 100 people or whatever, but you make these little pods, and the pods are vibing back and forth and really impacting each other. And then there's a bunch of random stuff over here that I guess I'll show you this at the end. But I mean, that's so, like, I want to strip down my goals, like that video was interesting, the rambling video where I'm talking about like Milwaukee and going back. Like, that really hasn't been in my mind a lot over the past few years, like, because as Casey Abbott Payne, I was trying to like distance myself from Miltownkid. Milwaukee is in my name, so I was like, no, Milwaukee. But it was interesting that, like, coming out and some other things that came out. It was interesting. I didn't rewatch it yet. Like, I just, I remembered it. And I was thinking about it. Okay. So, yeah, I do. I'll wrap. I thought this will be a short video. Make it like 5 minutes. I have 2. I haven't had this in a long time, but there was at one point I realized, like, I have, as Casey and as miltownkid, I have different goals, and I have 2 sheets. I'll go pull up the year that I did this, and I'll make the sheets public, and I'll put those below. There was something else I was gonna put below. Can't remember. The video from the vibing out. I had these 2 sets of goals, these 2 sets of dreams / goals, and I'm like, that doesn't work. How do I make that work? And I really haven't reconciled that. That's something I noticed from, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, a long time ago, and I still haven't reconciled that. I still haven't fixed that. So that's basically what I'll be in the process of doing over over this year, or 3 cycles for how I see time. Today's day 54. That's like exactly half of 108. Yeah, and in order to really effectively do that, I have to take a long look. I do. I don't think everybody has to do this. Not everybody creates a character that they become and, and whatever. But I have to like I'm gonna take a long look at my whole history from when I can just remember from when I was young and high school and everything. So I'll be going through that. Maybe I'll make videos about it. Maybe they'll just be blog posts. Maybe they'll be both or whatever. And then I'm gonna watch old videos, read old stuff, whatever. But I'll just end here. Like, I had in my mind to draw the magician from tarot cards, because in my 108 lore, like I see Way of the 108 as the way of the magician, and it's cool, like I came up with 108 before I noticed this. Oh, and then I was going to draw it, and then I was just like, nah, I'm not. But then I was like scrolling through Facebook, and the magician came up in my Instagram feed, scrolling through Instagram, and it came up my feed, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll draw it real quick. But what's cool about the magician is like it has like, I could have drew a cup here instead of the pentacles, but there's basically a 1, there's an O, you could either use the circle of the cup or the pentacle circle, and then there's like a little infinity sign over the magician's head for 8. And then something else that's interesting, if you look at the card, so this is card number 1, this is 1. Card number 0 is the Fool, which I love. So I love the magician, I love the Fool, and then card number 8 is the Strength card, and that card also has a little infinity over his head. So you could, the way of the 108 is the way of the magician, the way of the Fool, the way of strength, I guess. I don't know. Long rambly video. Point of the video, though, even though I got into a bunch of other things, is that over this next year, I'm gonna really be reworking my dreams, so it's like cohesive. Because if your dream is like scattered, it makes it hard to make progress in any direction. If you're kind of jumping around the way I have been for a long time. And I'll say like what's interesting, like what's happening, what actually kicked this all off. And what's funny? I love this. So I'm in quarantine. I love this. I was gonna clean up. I was gonna clean up before I made the video, but then I was like, I'm not gonna show my room. I mean, it's not super messy. I just got food out over here. But I love this room. I was in 501. I've been in 501 two or three times, I think. 2 or 3 times. Now I'm here in the same hotel room. But whenever I'm in this room, real positive stuff happens. And one of the times I was in this room, I wrote the first draft of the book, Flow to Your Dream. And it came out really well. I mean, it needs a lot of work. But, I got a lot of stuff out. Got a lot of stuff on paper. And it was that book that when I read my book, like I read my book talking shit about things I think I know really well, and I do know them really well, but I'm reading my book and I'm like, who needs this book? You, me, not you, me. Because I'm like, I haven't, like, I know this stuff clearly, but I haven't fully embodied it myself yet. So that's what I mean. I've been working on fully embodying, one, creating a philosophy, and 2, embodying it at the same time. Whether it's owning life up until now with Flow to Your Dream or Flowism, and I really feel like I'm on the cusp of like fully living like 100%, 108%, like living the philosophy that I preach. And what hit me last year when I wrote that book is that, like, I was like, I cannot release this book or a book about this stuff until I'm fully, until I am that book, right? But maybe what I can write is a book about getting to the process of releasing that book. We'll see, because I'm going to do a lot of writing and reflecting coming up. Anyway, man, this is going to take a long time. I'm going to upload this with my mobile data. This will take a minute. Anyway, love and light. Love you guys. Just Casey out. I keep looking at the side, though, but I got to make sure when I record, I put the camera over there. Anyway, love you guys. Peace. For the ones who make it to the end, I really love you guys. You guys might know me better than I know me, the ones who watch these long videos and have seen, I have no idea who is still on this journey with me from way back and is someone who consumes. I imagine there's one or two people who have consumed basically all of this stuff from them. And then you probably, no joke, you probably know me better than I know me. And I'm, going to be trying to do that for myself now so I can know me as good as you know me. I don't know. Anyway, love and light. Peace. Love you.